Jared, what's up, man?
Hey, dude, sorry I missed your call.
Oh, man, it's cool. No worries. We know you guys are busy. How's the tour going so
Well, I,
far?
I just jumped out after an 8-hour drive, and I think you had called right then.
Cool, man. Yeah, we figured you were smoking a J or something.
Well, if you really want to know, dude, can I tell this story on air? We got pulled over, and I had to eat a joint.
No way, man.
That's awesome.
But the cop let us go, so it's a beautiful day today.
Yeah, it is, dude. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, we're a college radio station, so feel free to say what you got to say, and anything that they're not going to let us air, we'll cut it out later on.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. Well, how's the tour going so far? How is Japan?
Oh, dude, Japan was just so killer, man. Normally when we go to Japan, it's like we only go to like 3 major cities and then bail. But this time we actually got in a car and pulled a trailer, so we played like 10 shows in 14 days and got to see all of Japan, so it was a beautiful thing.
That's cool, man. How are the fans reacting to the new music?
Say it again?
How are the fans reacting to the new music, man?
Well, the fans love the new music, right? Because it's more hardcore, it's faster. And there's a lot of just blast beats, so the Japanese people are really into that type of stuff,
Yeah.
That's when they really get the pit going, when you hit them up with the really fast hardcore punk beats, so they're having a great time with our stuff out there.
That's cool, man. Well, hey, why don't you tell us a little bit about this phone number that you included with the pre-order package for all the fans? That's really cool that you guys actually answer the phone instead of having some lame answering service.
Yeah, well, what we did there was we encoded the information on how to call a cell phone that sits on the tour bus, and so then fans who bought the 3 albums get the number to the cell and call us while we're on tour,
Yeah, man, that's real cool.
We talk about the truth movement or whatever.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that? You say that Head PE is a band with a purpose. What is that purpose?
Yeah, well, our purpose is to wake people up to the secret goings-on, the behind-the-scenes maneuverings between bureaucrats and secret societies that affect our everyday lives, Here's what it is. Head PE is into the conspiratorial view of history, right?
Right.
And that's really the only view that there is. You think the government's going to tell you everything they do? That's why there's a CIA. That's why there's an FBI. That's why they're called secret societies, because they're fucking secret, So, but now things, a lot of things are starting to come out through the internet and whistleblowers and whatever. So, we feel like it's our purpose to kind of spread the truth to people, especially to the youth, so that they empower themselves,
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That kind of goes along with this newworldorphans.com website you've got. That's a really nice little deal you've got set up with all the information, all the lectures, all the stuff that the youth needs to be made aware of, right?
Yeah, dude, thanks. What it is we have a really big internet community, that stems from the MySpace, but we wanted to open kind of a more focused, specialized site that deals mostly with the truth, information, and whatnot. So that's why we opened the newworldorphans.com site, for people who are really into this kind of esoteric information.
Yeah. Jackson has a blog up on his MySpace saying that, the members of Head PE all kind of have slightly different takes on everything, whether it's religion or the government or whatever. Is that true? Do you guys all kind of believe something slightly different?
I can't really speak on what everyone else is doing in the band, but since I'm like the voice of Head PE,
Yeah.
and you're only going to get my opinions through the music, like I'm not going to speak on behalf of Jackson or Mark or anybody else. So what's most important to me is my take on things.
Dude, I see what you're saying, man. I was just wondering if that diversity that you guys had kind of helped add to, you know, the truth movement and the message that you're spreading.
Well, it's always good to be able to, like, you know, talk back and forth and philosophize between your friends, right?
Yeah.
So that's always good. As
Definitely.
long as the only line, you know, is what's good is they respect me enough not to come at me like, hey, I don't believe that. Why are you singing that when I don't believe it? So that's the respect that I'm given, because that would freak me out, you know?
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Obama. You know, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? You know, you say on MySpace and your New World Orphan site that all politicians can be bad. I mean, is that true? Do you think he might have our best interest at heart?
It seems to me he has our best interest at heart. But you know, here's the thing about people like in the truth movement clique, right? Like, we all know that the Federal Reserve is like enslaving us with their fake money system, right? So we want Obama to like come into office and shut down the Federal Reserve, you know, and do all these like crazy outlandish things. You know, so we find out that he's affiliated with the CFR. All of a sudden, he's like Hitler or something. I don't buy into all that. Okay, my take on Obama is he may not be the guy who's trying to shut down the Illuminati, but he definitely has a different take on how to help the common blue-collar working family. You know, so that's my take on it. It's like he wants. To me, he seems sincere in what he wants to do, but he's not. He's never said he was going to close down the feds anyway, you know, the Federal Reserve. He never said he was going to shut the Illuminati down, you know. He's working within the confines of the present system,
Yeah.
in order to make things better a step at a time, you know.
So we have a lot of kids that call and request bands like My Chemical Romance and other emo crap like that all the time. And, I mean, what do you think about the trend?
Bad. That's too bad. And you know what it is? It's not, you can't blame the kids for that, because, you know, kids' brains are like a computer, and they're only as good as the information that's put into it. You know, so they're brainwashed into thinking that that's like some kind of hip, cool music. So, you know, they're just run like, you know, lemmings to the cliff or whatever.
What other bands besides Suburban Noise Records bands do you think would you like to do work with or go on tour with, possibly?
Well, we've been on tour with all the sub-noise bands, but they, you know, they just signed the one to La Coca Nostra. We could probably like to tour with them or whatever. I think they signed Societal.
What about artists that aren't on Sub Noise? We're talking, you know, other artists outside your label.
Oh yeah, we'd love to tour with whoever that's hardcore, like System of a Down or Mudvayne or some hardcore shit like that, you know.
Yeah, aren't you playing a festival with Mudvayne in Florida, I guess, in a couple weeks?
Yeah, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be great.
That's gonna be a lot of exposure for you
something.
guys.
So,
We just got the New World Orphans album, I know, but can we expect a DIY Guys 2 this summer?
Yeah, I gotta get the DIY out. I'm trying to start filming it any time here, you know.
Yeah.
So I promised it would be out by the end of 2009, so I'm trying to stick to that.
where do you see Head PE going in the future? Like, what, you know, you just gonna stay on tour and promote the message forever, or you got bigger and better plans in the works, or?
I can't really tell. What the future holds, but everything's going so great right now, and I feel like I'm really doing the right thing, you know, at least right now, today in 2009. So, you know, I've got to just like kind of go with my heart, you know, in terms of the future. Music will always be in my future. The message will shift accordingly to whatever the game plan is with, you know, trying to make the world a better place through like hardcore, you know.
Yeah, you say in the DIY Guys that Head PE is an American hardcore band. What is American hardcore to you?
Oh, well, American hardcore just refers to like, you know, well, I mean, it just refers to like kind of a hardcore punk, you know, that type of a movement where it's just a type of music that just makes no apologies, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. What's it like being on Suburban Noise Records? How has that freedom compared to a major label helped you guys as far as your creativity and the direction that you go in?
Yeah, well, for me, like my experience on a major label was like a nightmare, and I'm sure everyone has a different experience, you know, every artist that gets signed, you know. I'm sure it's great for U2 or Slipknot or whatever, but for me it was terrible. So, because they were always like checking on, or making me try to like change my lyrics and my music, or trying to turn me into some radio commodity, formulaic. Like, I've got nothing against the radio, but I need to write my music honestly, and then if the radio wants to play it, that's great for me, because then, you know, more people, it's a powerful medium, and more people will get my very important message. But, you know, when people at the label who aren't artists are just interested in big fat bank accounts, and they think that there's some formulaic way, you know, for them to fill up their bank accounts and use me as a pawn in that game, then I'm not down. So now I'm on Suburban Noise Records, and it's like I have complete artistic freedom, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a beautiful thing. It's just, I feel really fulfilled artistically.
It's cool, man. Well, you know, when the youth are out there online educating themselves to this truth movement, the message you guys are spreading, after they've woken themselves up from, you know, the realities that are going on around us, what do you suggest is the next step after educating yourself to the lies, to the smoke and mirrors?
Well, you just kind of like, you need to make it a point to like get the toxins out of your life. You start to recognize that McDonald's and all these places are serving dead food, you know, and the commercial food supply has almost no nutrients in it, and you know, you just start to like dismantle your life and empower yourself by figuring out how powerful a human being is, and how they're trying to hold you down with shitty music, you know, shitty emo music and shitty reality television and shitty food. You see what I mean? So it's like for me, like the Head PE thing and the Truth Movement thing, but it's not just something that I made up to like go with my band or whatever. It's my whole life. It's like 24/7, you know. It's the music reflects the way I live my life, you know.
Yeah, amen to that, man. So in 2008, during their set at Lollapalooza, Rage Against the Machine MC Zach said during one of his speeches that this generation of Americans was going to be the greatest generation because of the changes in the system that's so obviously not working, that we're going to not only demand, but take if we're not given. I mean, do you kind of agree with that we're at a turning point here as far as things go?
Oh, we're obviously at a turning point, and we're going to win this. I'm not in this just to fuck around. I'm in this to win this. And I think, you know, from my point of view, it's something that's gone on for maybe thousands of years, and it's like, you know, almost like your own creators that you have to rebel against. So we're meeting a turning point, and you could see that things are shifting as far as I know. You know, the fact that I'm talking to you and we're talking about this subject, to me, says it all.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, hey, we want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to talk with us. We're definitely going to be at your show on March 21st here in Dallas. Could you help us out real quick and do a station ID for us so we can play it throughout the day?
Oh, yes, sir.
Can you say, this is Jared from Head PE, and you're listening to 100.7 The Planet?
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up? This is Jared from Head PE, and you're listening to 100.7 The Planet.
Thanks, man. That's real tight. We really appreciate this,
guys,
man.
Thank you very much. It means a lot, man. It's really powerful, you guys having me on your show.
Absolutely, dude. We're just trying to help you out like you help us out.
All right, my friend. Please come up and introduce yourself.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you at the show.
Okay, later.
Thank you.